Time for a new one. There's my parts, and more parts, and a glare with wheels, and the old bike. Hi, Greasy Garage Dwellers. I'm Chuck. This is Up Chuck Chops. Sometimes you just have to jump in with both feet. I've been dragging my feet just to tickle, and kind of figuring out what I want to do with this thing. That time has passed. It's time to go. I gotta get some stuff done. Some parts bought. Let's get to wrenching. Let's get this thing torn open. Let's get this thing torn open. Go time. Nothing smells quite like a new manual. I'm running a 2-camera system today because I'm trying out a new old one someone gave me. Thanks, guys. I think it's time to jump in and start on the KZ400. I did a little live stream this morning. Basically sorted out some parts, seeing what I had, and cleaned up the titled frame. So what I'd like to do today is, for fun, see if I can get the stuck engine unstuck, and just for fun. I had someone comment on another video about getting an engine stuck and asking me how I do it. So here's how I'm going to do it, I hope. I have put coil down the cylinders, and now it'll be time to see what happens and see if we can get any movement. So here it is in all its glory. I'm pretty sure I'm in neutral, but let's check. Oh, that's heavy. Oh. Back wheel's a little locked. There's first. That should be neutral. It doesn't act like neutral, but that's, I don't know. Something's very tight. I think I'm going to pull the exhaust off, see what I can see in there. I'll bring you back in a minute. I want everybody to get a good look. At that right there. This setup. So that's what I am looking at. Alright, I'm fighting the right hand side of the bike, so I decided I would move to the left. So I already learned what some of my mystery parts were. Oh, come on. There we go. See this here? Those are exhaust gaskets, I think. This ridge goes to the outside. That's a new one on me. Anyhow, I want to see if I can't slide this exhaust out now. Okay. One is loose. There's dirt. It looks like an ashtray. Well, that's not awesome. Well, the exhaust is now off. I did not have to take the brake lever off. I did that work for nothing. It does seem stuck. there are actually two bolts on the back of the exhaust, and if you take both of those out, it rolls and you can bring it out. Now, on to the next little problem. Can you see that? I may be fighting a losing battle. See all that ash looking stuff in there? There we go. Oh well, win some, lose some. Alright, I figured out this is probably not going to turn over. Yet. I have this stuff inside the top end. So, what did I say I was going to do? I was going to break it loose one way or another. Well, I didn't say that. I thought that. I said we were going to try. I don't know a whole lot about these, but I know I'm going to have to start at the top and work my way down. I'm going to film it. I might time lapse it. And we are going to see what we can get apart. See if we can get down to pistons. I peeked inside here, and the bottom end, it looks cleanish. I've coiled everything I can get a hose on. So yeah, I think we're just going to start peeling apart the top end. Valve cover off. Tack loose. There are some O-rings on 3 of these 4 center studs. Arrow right there. Letter H. Did not get lucky enough to find a master link. Nothing feels loose or torn up. Let's take a break. Alright, I am going to get the carburetors out of the way. I didn't really want to do this right now, but that's what I'm going to have to do to see inside. I wonder how this particular engine and carburetor reacts to pod filters, because I really hate air boxes. And I'm not sure if I can find these boots or not. Well, that made that easy. That carb boot was trashed. Looks like this one is too. Let's slide back. Okay, carbs are loose. Can carbs come out? If I talk nicely. Alright, excellent. Okay. Let's get a good look at this linkage. Front linkage loops up and goes to the back of the throttle. The back linkage loops up, comes around and goes to the front of the throttle. I want to make sure you see this real good. And then loops up. So now I'm going to mark those and hope I don't forget. Should be able to pull these loose, slide the ends out, and carbs will be out. Okay folks, one thing led to another, and let's walk through what I did. Okie dokie. So when we left off, I was fighting the carburetors out. That was a fight. I finally got those out. Well, then I was going to take the intake boots off, and I couldn't get my impact screwdriver in there. So then I had to take the air box out, which required me to take this electrical bit loose. And then I looked in the back side, and the valves area didn't look that bad. The intake side didn't look that bad. The exhaust side was pretty bad. So I thought, well, I probably need to get a valve spring compressor. Maybe it's just the valves, because this one looked pretty rusty. And one thing led to another. And I got to here. And I got to here. I fought this off, the stator cover, and then I fought the clutch cover, sprocket cover, and here's what I found. Can you see that? Can you see this mountain of junk? What's left of that coil? And then over here, I'm not even sure what this, I don't know the name for this. Put it to you that way. Look at this carnage. I mean, this thing is rusted up bad. The starter chain broke. It's just brutal. So it's, you know, the way that it is. I think this engine's done. I don't think there's any unsticking it. I might put a socket on there and see if I can break something loose, but outside of that, that's probably it. I might tear it the rest of the way down for practice, but yeah, I'd say this one's toast. I don't know if they left it. I mean, the frame is a little muddy, but it looks like this thing's set at the bottom of the river. So, folks, I think that's about going to do it for this one. I don't think this engine's coming unstuck. I may update later, but that was a lot of effort to find out it was rusty on the inside. So, yeah, that's what it is. I would love to take the timing chain off, but the master link, if they use those, I'm not certain of it, it's not visible. I don't really want to use a chain breaker on it. Of course, at this point, I guess it really doesn't matter. But, yep, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Keep wrenching.